And now we're live. Today with the core standard number 2 from EMCC. I'm really happy to have Kirsten next to me because I think this is a topic that excites you a lot, because I know that you are definitely fitting in that category of commitment to self-development. And I think that from now reflecting from the persons that I know, you're one of those very, 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 very few that keeps on reading on a really constant basis, and you come up with really articles that nobody knows exactly where you pull them off, but they're really interesting. So I read the part that highly appreciated. So we talk about this core standard, continuation from our conversation from 2 weeks ago. Nevertheless, it's present on LinkedIn, Facebook as recordings, but also on our YouTube. And just to say about that, you will notice that on the Solutions Academy channel, there are different playlists. So maybe you want to give it a look, because there's really, really good stuff in there. Also about leadership, team coaching, and so on. So not only about the standards. And take a look. And of course, if there's a topic.
We have an ICF playlist, ICF coaching playlist. So you can see different people coaching in ICF and non-ICF ways. So check it out.
And if there's any topic that you will feel interested in and you don't know where to get resources, give us a ping or write us a message, come to us, meet up, or in any kind of form and ask. More than sure we'll be able to support you in finding some resources. Okay, that being said, let's dig into. So number 2 is commitment to self-development. Reading directly the definition goes like, explores and improves the standard of their practice and maintains the reputation of the profession. So 2 components in there. I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on this one, Kirsten?
I mean, I think commitment to self-development is very natural to ICF and EMCC and AC coaches. So those coaches who are serious about their practice. So not limited to these associations, but any coach who's serious about their practice is always a learner. I think people are motivated to become coaches because they are learners. For example, yesterday I had my first surfing lesson. Did I ever think that at the old age of 56 years, I would go and surf? I'm not so sure. But anyway, like this idea of becoming better and better and better at something without this being a challenge to how good you are now. So it's this idea of excellence rather than perfection. Just knowing, yeah, I'm pretty good at coaching. I'm pretty good at what I'm doing. And there is so much out there that we still can learn. And personally, I know that I am learning every day. And it's just amazing that whenever I feel I got something down, suddenly something creeps up and is like, okay, maybe, there is more to learn. There is, probably have mentioned this before, the Dunning-Kruger effect, where in the beginning you think you know everything, yeah. And then you slowly come down from Mount Stupid. Which way am I going? Slowly, by realizing, God, there is a world of things that I don't know. And that is a lovely state to be in. And EMCC has it as a competence category. I think with ICF, this falls into ethics and coaching mindset, if you compare EMCC and ICF here. And again, in EMCC, we have these 4 levels: foundation practitioner, senior practitioner, and master practitioner. At foundation level, obviously, you've just started to coach. Then your self-development is practicing and evaluation, the deliberate practice that we've talked about in other forums. So getting feedback from your clients, getting feedback from a supervisor, really listening to your recordings, finding out what could serve clients better, finding out what could serve a diversity of clients better. Maybe you figure out, I'm really great at coaching 20-year-old men, but 70-year-old women, I don't know how to do that, or whatever. So practicing, evaluating, becoming more fluent. At practitioner level, then you have the capability indicators where you are more deliberate about practicing. So you have a plan in place. At foundation, you practice. At practitioner level, you have a plan. You have regular supervision, and also you review constantly. You review your learning. You review the effectiveness of your supervision, and you have it's no more. At foundation, basically anything that you practice is fine because you've just started. But the more you, if I use the example of my surfing, at surfing, I am at minus foundation level. Yeah, I've just started, so anything I practice is great. Now, as I get better, I will probably want to practice specific things like balance or getting up or something. So I will have a plan for my learning. At senior practitioner level, you are even more deliberate about what you're going to learn. So you're proactively identifying gaps in skills, knowledge, attitudes, and you're really using a structured process to meet your learning needs. And you continually review and reflect on not only your practice, but also on what you believe about coaching, what your attitude is, and your skills. Also, you are even more deliberate about this because you are selecting relevant themes, ideas, models. So you're maybe at foundation and practitioner level, you might be learning one model of coaching, and at senior practitioner level, the capability indicators that show that you're at senior practitioner level would show that you're not just maybe doing solution-focused coaching, coactive coaching, narrative coaching, nonviolent communication coaching, whatever. You're not only practicing your model, but you're branching out. And then these new learnings get translated into practice and also into evaluating your coaching with the stakeholders, with the buyers of your coaching. And also at senior practitioner level, you would not only engage in supervision, but you would also have peer groups, mastermind groups, intervision groups, where you demonstrate your coaching and get feedback from others. So as you can see, from foundation through practitioner and senior practitioner, as you are learning more about what coaching entails, you become more and more deliberate about what you want to learn or what you need to learn. And what I find so interesting here is that this is very customized to you. So you cannot really, I think anyway, you cannot learn coaching by a super standardized process. If you look at our YouTube channel, we also have a couple of videos on the Solutions Academy teaching approach, and that's really our approach to teaching coaching. In the beginning, we will give you a structure for a coaching session and you try that out. But once you have the basics down, we really would like you to experiment to see what is it that you need and want to learn. Some people are supernatural at picking out the important words the client is using. Other people have more difficulties with that. So it doesn't make sense to teach everybody the same things because not everybody has to learn the same things. So that's why having this meta capability of planning your own learning and committing to self-development is super crucial for arts like coaching. Now, I think it's an art, it's not a science. At master practitioner, then you have the capability indicator of keeping up to date with and evaluating research and thinking on mentoring and coaching. So at master practitioner level, you would also be engaging with the academic side of coaching and integrating that into your practice and also contributing to the community at large by your own publications or talks at conferences, etc. So the master practitioner is really recognized by the fact that they are contributing to the academic coaching community as well. And I think that's kind of the overview of commitment to self-development, and how do you show at what level you are to EMCC is that you are writing a reflection piece. And at foundation level, you might write about how you practice your mentoring and coaching skills and how you evaluate it. Maybe give an example of how you do that and then reflect. At practitioner level, you might reflect on your supervision and what you're learning from the supervision. At senior practitioner level, it might be good to reflect on what your plan is for developing yourself and how you devised this plan, how you came up with this plan, how you evaluate the plan. And at master practitioner, you would be reflecting on your contribution to the profession by your own academic coaching work. So now I have talked you against the wall, I think, Christina. I hope this wasn't too much. That's my take on the EMCC Core Standards number 2, commitment to self-development, super important and very dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm. And thank you very much for that, because indeed, I think we need to also be aware of it might not be, to say, one of the areas that you will always take with you in a coaching session, in the sense of you, like ICF, when you look at the ICF core competencies, you have specific things that you need to show in a coaching session, like coaching agreement has to be there. And I think this is one of those standards that stays at the foundation. If you don't have this commitment to self-development, to you growing constantly, like you said, seeing with what else can you engage to make sure that you are developing in your coaching practice, I think it's going to be very difficult to continue to work and generate satisfied or results for clients, or have them reaching their objectives. So for me, I find it extremely important to look at this one, also align the growth as a graph, if you want, because as you mentioned, there are different elements that you need to put in place depending on the level where you are. And I really, one thing that I've appreciated from the standard for me was this presence already at the practitioner level of the supervision, but also at the reflection on supervision, saying, is this supervision still serving me? Maybe I need to, I've grown already and I need to engage with a different supervisor. So I really like that perception, because it puts the responsibility on you to notice where you are in your learning path. So thank you very much for that. Well, I think if we would like to wrap it up, what would be important here from this standard? I think I would match them or think things that come to my mind, and then you can tell me what else am I missing, Kirsten. Definitely one area of supervision, or basically peers or something, a space where you can see where you are. Second element being having this constant approach to identifying for you where you are in your practice and what else you need. And the third one being, for me, aiming, because I think that we all should look at how can we contribute to the profession. There maintains the reputation of the profession. So by being engaged, maybe you don't have now the time or the resources to look into putting a research in place. But I think that maintains the reputation of the profession comes also with engaging. And when we talk to our clients, making sure that we provide them right perspective of coaching, the correct, I don't know if you want to go down to the correct definition, but the perspective of coaching and what coaching is on solid and quality basis. So those would be, for me, those three elements. Good. Then next week we see each other and we talk about the third one. And do not forget to give us a message, a note, come see us at a meetup, or simply book a info call with any of us. And if there's any other topics that you want us to engage with and have a conversation, more than happy to do that. Thank you so much. See you for the third one next week.
Bye, 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 bye.